All right, here is the Nightingale, and it's one of my favorite pieces in the Piano Safari Pattern Book, Level 2, by Catherine and Isaiah Fisher. So this piece is extraordinarily beautiful, and it's based on a Japanese haiku. A haiku is a type of Japanese poetry. Okay, so you probably heard a lot of repeating patterns in this piece. Let's talk about that first, and then we'll go to the middle section. Okay, so the repeating patterns start with ledger line C in your left hand and G, so you're just playing that fifth. So it's not middle C, it's not bass C, but it's low C, kind of what we call it. And just give yourself a little bit of a roll there, okay? But play the C and G first, you can feel it. Okay. Part of this challenge of this piece is really just locating everything. So what I'd like you to think about is, we know we've got this really beautiful pattern here, but to locate it, let's just play your right hand now on the C above and G. We know it's going to end on a different finger, but we want to feel the location of this arm here supporting 5 and 1, and this arm here supporting 5 and 1. Notice where my thumb is. That's pretty important. Notice where my pinky is. I'm not twisting. Okay? I have a flat palm and a flat palm, and it really feels, Okay, so we got that location, all right? And we're going to do that over here too, where it goes to middle C. Sorry, right hand goes to middle C. And then it does that here. Notice this relationship changes a bit to the piano, but it does not change to myself. It's one arm all the way through. And you can kind of see that a little bit. Okay, so now let's look at the pattern. Okay, so we know the left hand is just the same all the way through, but the right hand. So we're going to start on 1 on that C above the low C, and it's 1, 2, go across to 3, roll on the 5 and come back. Notice I'm doing it stopping because I want to feel that solidity of the 1 to the 2. Roll step, step across, roll step. I'll do it again. Look at that thumb, prepping it, roll step, come out quite a bit there, step, roll step. Now without stopping, makes nice one smooth motion. Try that. Good. Okay. So now we're going to look at that with the left hand, okay? In order to eliminate stretching, keep your hand kind of like a little bit of a mitten here, okay? Let it stay with your fingers all stay together. And you finish that pattern and you do that twice. The third pattern gets a little bit longer, and you can see the stems down on that third measure. So you do start the same. Now left hand crosses over and plays a C, D, F, A. Get into kind of that position a bit, play them together. And then the right hand does C, D, A, G. Okay? C, D, A, G. So you can even think of that kind of positionally. Let me play the third to the fourth measure. So it starts the same. Left hand crosses, right hand plays. Practice that. That happens twice on the first line and the second line. All right, so what you're going to really need to practice here, if you've been doing arpeggios, you know, take off. That left hand has to take off, and then the right hand has to take off. You see? So it's very much this. And see how my left hand just took off and my right hand snuck under. Okay, let's look at measure 9. It's just a scale. Okay, you know the C major scale, so play it descending. You know, and play it up here. That's all it is a C major scale. Left hand has these beautiful intervals, F and C, that's a 5th, 6th, and then you have a 7th, back to a 6th. Thumb stays on the edge in order to avoid twisting. Palm and arm together, palm and arm together, palm and arm together, palm and arm together. I recommend practicing that, feeling that down of the arm into each one. Okay, so here we are with this. A little tail ending there. A little bit different rhythm there. So spend some time a little bit with that. I would recommend practicing that an octave lower to really get a handle of that. And then again at half with an octave lower at measure 13. Scale going down, then a little bit up, ending with an A and G. Practice that. We have a surprise note here with the B flat on the ritornello. So beautiful. B flat major chord. You know that. Then we have G, D, letter line D. G, sorry. Okay. So we have, and then G, G. So the measure 13 through the end of that line, I'll play that for you. Get your right hand to move. Sorry, your left hand. There you go. So I would practice this a lot. And then you have this chord, crossover and move your arm over to get in place for the chord. So that's going to take a little bit of practice. Let's look at the last measure, second to last measure, those whole notes there. I don't expect you to be able to read those notes. Those are letter line D and E in your right hand. And then you know these in your left hand, C and G. And you're just going to float down to the low E, bass. You can see you're in bass clef there, and you're in the low C and G that you started in. And the rest of that is pretty much the same. All right, enjoy the Nightingale. It's a beautiful piece.